Day 12, left Salt Lake City and headed to Denver. Didn't really do much along the way just because I was wanting to get there. And I get there near dinner time, which was nice because the reason I was going to Denver in the first place was Bryson and Sarah, my old youth pastor, they live in Denver now, and so I was going to see them, and they were kind enough to open up their house and let me stay with them. So I get there about dinner time, and Bryson took me to his favorite pizza place in the area, which was really good. And then I got to talk with them for a little bit before ultimately just calling it an early day because I was pretty worn out from the drive. Um, so then day 13, I wake up and didn't really have a game plan, and Bryson was asking what my plan was, and I told him that, and he just asked if I would want to go with him and have him show me Denver. So I did, and that was awesome because we just took a train because they were doing free train rides for the month of August, and so we just got to take a train over to somewhere he wanted to show me. And I will say, I didn't even take a lot of photos while I was in Denver. I was so focused on just being in the moment and catching up with Bryson and Sarah that I didn't really even think to pull out my phone a whole lot. I took a few, like here's one of me at the Colorado Rocky Stadium, Union Station, these Teenage Mutant Ninja Dinosaurs or whatever that was. I don't know, but they were fun. So yeah, we just kind of walked around town and he showed me different areas. We scootered from like town to section to section, and we got to eat at this really good burger place that he loves. That was probably my favorite meal of the trip. And just had a really good day talking and catching up. And he was asking like how my life had been. I was asking how his was, etc. And then we got back to his house, and I was gonna go hike a Denver mountain, but I ended up actually just staying at their house and continuing to catch up and talk with them. And I got to meet their kid for the first time, and I went on a walk with them. And I know that may seem like really underwhelming compared to everything else I've done on this trip, but it was so nice to be there and get to connect with them again and just catch up. And as an extrovert, it was great to be with people I love again after having 2 weeks almost to myself, which even though that part was great and I did so many great things, I love Bryson and Sarah, and it was good to talk with them again. So that was really all I did on day 13, but it was a great day getting to see them. And then day 14, I got up and I knew while I was in Denver I wanted to visit Red Rocks Church. So I go to Red Rocks, and here was me there. I've loved their music and worship for a long time, so I wanted to check it out. And yeah, it was really cool. That was just a quick glimpse of it, but their pastor did really great. It was a great message that day, and that was just something I wanted to do, so I was glad I got to do that. But then it was time to head toward my next spot, which was Edmond, Oklahoma, where I had lived for the past 6 months. The reason I was going back was when I moved, I could only fit so much stuff in my car, but my boss was kind enough to let me keep the rest of my stuff in his garage, and so I was swinging back through to pick up that, which I'm really glad I did because it gave me an excuse to go back to the place that I'd grown to love. And I got to see my boss Caleb again and talk to him and just kind of thank him for all he had done for me those past 6 months, and how much he poured into me. And so that was good, and I got to stay with a friend of mine who I worked with, which was nice, and just kind of got to get that final goodbye to a place that meant a lot to me. I could definitely see myself going back one day because I loved it there, but just not right now. It's not the time, but it was good to go back and get that kind of final last goodbye. So, yeah, I stayed there that night, and that was day 12 through 14. I know it may not seem like much compared to the rest of the trip, but it was still a great time and things I'll remember for a while. So, Yeah, next up is day 15, and that's actually the final part of this trip. So thanks for watching so far, and hope you'll stay tuned for the last part.